What is going on, guys? Doing a quick video here just to recap my week. First week on the funded account, I took two trades, one on Thursday, one today. I know it says two, but it was one. First day, accidentally exited as soon as I entered, trying to create my stop loss, and I sold it market. So I just re entered immediately. And then today, I added to my position during the trade. So counted as two trades, but one trade both days per my rules. Now, just the goal of this channel for myself is, and just in general, is just full transparency. That way, I can learn from my mistakes, and if I do make mistakes, it's out there for you guys to see as well, and just track the growth here. So nothing to hide in this channel. I want everything to be true and journey that experience. So just to confirm that, I'm going to go ahead and export this again just to show you that these are all the trades that were taken. If any other trades were taken, it would upload them. So boom, drag that in there. No executions were able to be imported. Let me just do it again. See if that's the message it gets when it's all duplicates. Yep, so all duplicates here. So yeah, if we go to the dashboard, I'm just going to quickly review these trades. So I got this funded account on Wednesday, did not trade. Pat on the back for not liking any setups and not forcing anything. Then on Thursday, we started to sell off a bit. And I've had a very bearish bias on the market for a few different reasons. So I've been really I don't want that to get me in trouble in the market, especially one of the strongest bull markets that we've seen, where all the dips just immediately clap you out if you try and short them. So try not to get too antsy on shorting right now. But fortunately, we got a good win. So I played this rollover. I'm going to pop up over here. So the entry was noon and exit was so an hour in a trade. Noon and exit was at 1 o'clock. But I'm going to jump over here to where I have it marked up, and what I was actually looking at. So that trade happened on this day here. Entry was at 12 o'clock. So boom, this candle. And then the exit was at 1. Boom, that candle. So that was my trade. And just the thought process behind this was obviously my bearish bias that I have, but also a lot of names were fading. I mean, Microsoft has been on an absolute tear, gapped up 7 or 8% and was fading. People just had it, like, you have to take profits at some point, right? So people were taking profits, and that was apparent from the open where we kind of waterfalled, came back and tested, and then rolled over again, which is where this trend line got put in. It is a little different now because it's based off of this wick. But if we put it back to what it was, it would have looked like that. So when we got the first touch starting this trend, I was looking just to see if price would pull back and give me an entry to get in short, and it did. So we came up, tested it, kind of consolidated, and then I just put in my position. I just took it and went under that wick of that hammer, bear hammer, and put my stop loss right above it, and it faded perfectly. Faded fantastic. And I have this daily trend put in here, so it's a little bit more of a longer term one starting back in April. So when we came down to test that, I was very ready to just take risk off if I saw, buying pressure come in. and we did at that point. We kind of bounced off of it, then looked like we were really bouncing off of it. So I was like, I'm just going to take risk off here. There's no sense in trying to hold this anymore. It was almost a 3 hour trade, and I just saw it, you know, taking me out, right? I just saw this happening when I was in the trade, because that's what the market's been doing. Any dip that happens just gets gobbled up. So I was like, first trade of the funded account, let me just take profits, call it. Sure, I could have gotten a little bit more if I would have held, but very happy with that trade. Fast forward to today, I tried to do something very similar. We had this point put in pre-market 740, and then at open we collapsed, making this trend line. So once this fade happened, I was waiting to see if we would test this, what price action would look like when we tested it, and that would be my reason to get in short. Now, obviously, we have two different trend lines here. We have the one that started yesterday, and then this other one that's a little bit more extended, a little steeper, off of already kind of a steep trend, right? So it needed some strength to really continue. So it was definitely a riskier play for the continuation of it. And ultimately, I lost and kind of paid that price. It did try to work though. So I took the trade under that candle and I put my stop loss right above this candle here, just to give myself a little extra room. I like having a little bit more room on these trades. I don't like super tight stop losses. And I was hoping that it would make a lower low on the day. I was hoping for that continuation. And it really did try to hold up this trend line. But ultimately, the buyers came in. We pulled back a decent amount already, and it stopped me out. I did end up moving my stop loss to right about there when I added size somewhere in here when I was up. I added one contract, and I was in for 3 total. So I added a little bit because I kind of gained confidence seeing it reject this trend line. I thought it had a higher chance to continue through. Now, what I could have done different here, a couple things, is when price started, or when this candle came in, which was a clear close above this bear trend for the day, honestly, I should have probably just exited there for a small win or break even. That should have been it. Cleared my hands, walked away for the day. But I didn't. That bear trend was invalidated. Buyers were showing strength clearly. It was starting to struggle to push down lower here, and then this inside candle bar, and then bam, just wiped out some shorts. But I held it, kept my stop loss where it was, see what would happen, and unfortunately, it did stop me out. The other thing I could have done, which I'm going to keep in mind when I go back and back test, is maybe, I shouldn't have played this trend because of how much bearish action we've had already off of yesterday. Like, this trend was already pretty steep, and then I was trying to play a steeper trend within it. So maybe waiting for, a closer test of the trend that formed yesterday, which we did end up getting right here. Did end up getting some consolidation near the trend that did roll over and produce a nice trade. Now, the better trade of the day for the short would have been an entry under this bull candle here, confirming that those bulls are going to be trapped. We're rejecting the trend set in from yesterday to go higher. I could have put my stop loss just above that trend line, so if it came back in, it allowed room for it to test it and fail, and then just watch price action from there. At its peak, it would have produced around a 2.8, 2.9 win, which is awesome. So I did miss out on this trade by not being a little bit more patient and maybe not have trading this steeper trend. But it is what it is. I still like the trade I took. It just happened to not work today. Other days, it works. It worked pretty well yesterday. So, took my small loss, moved on, didn't break any rules. Great start to my Express Challenge so far. Don't have to spill the win of doom yet. My beard is at risk during this challenge. My wife will leave me. My baby will be terrified of me and cry if she sees me without one. I need to make it 30 days of putting on a trade and not blowing this funded account in order to save my beard. So far, we have 2 days. So, yeah, that was my last 2 trading days. Just wanted to give you guys an update on this because this is my goal, right? Hopefully, I'll figure out something in the future better to put out better videos for you guys. But this is just what I'm doing for now, just to get into a routine and habit of doing this. But yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See ya.